Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nancy, and if you're new here, please remember to subscribe, to give me that thumbs up, and also to drop me a comment down below. As usual, I want to take this moment to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you so much guys for your support. I really appreciate. Today's topic, it's something that once more I kind of hesitated to share, because I thought about how much I want, how much I would expose myself by sharing this experience that I had, and nevertheless I decided to say, you know what, I've already shared information about myself, and I might as well continue. Okay, and yeah, so it's a topic that I kind of hesitated to pick, but I decided to just go with it, and I hope that someone out there can resonate with the information that I'll be sharing today. So yeah, let's talk about having a child outside wedlock. I think nowadays having a child outside wedlock is something we see happening everywhere. Such things back then were just, they were not common. There were such taboos in our culture, in our society, such that people would just look upon you shamefully, and people would judge you and condemn you. And so that such things back then were not so common as they are right now, and I just want to share my story and how that experience was like for me. So I think for me, becoming a mom or a mother is something that is wanted for myself. And growing up and coming to this age, seeing your friends all around you are mothers and are married, I think I fell into the pressure of, for me it was more to do with health, because I started thinking, you can find that things are not okay okay with me, because you hear all these things of, and these are facts, like they are biological facts, scientifically proven facts, to say that as you age, the chances of you becoming a mom are very slim. And so that's what started worrying me, and I think that's one of the things that prompted me to fall pregnant. And yeah, so the moment I discovered I was pregnant, the first person I told was my friend. And of course, I went ahead and told my mom, because growing up, my mom would always tell me, whenever you're going through something, whenever you see any strange thing on your body, or not just anything, feel free to tell me about it. And my mom has always been that person in my life that I would go to and talk about anything. She would not judge me, she would not she would not really condemn me or anything, but she would just embrace me and give me the right advice in that situation. So we've had that relationship with my mom where I'm free to tell her anything. And when I was telling about this, it's something that I didn't think about to be wrong, so to say. And for me, I was just telling her about it because I didn't want to keep anything from her. And yeah, so when I told my mom about it, and obviously she was surprised. She had mixed feelings. She was kind of disappointed, but at the same time happy that she was going to have a grandchild, another grandchild. You know, like our parents always love it when we bring them grandchildren, like when we give them those grandchildren that they love to spoil. Okay, so my mom had these mixed emotions about the information that I shared with her. So when that passed, I started thinking to myself to say, okay, now that I'm pregnant, and my belly isn't yet showing, and something that I can cover up, and I started having these thoughts of of trying to in some way escape that shame that comes with having a child outside wedlock by, covering up, getting married before the belly obviously pops out. And these are thoughts that I had within myself, obviously I was acting out of fear, and which is not good. And I presented this to my partner, who's my husband now, and he just reasoned with me to say, I don't think that's something that we should do. We should just wait and do things properly, wait after the baby is born. And he reasoned with me, and I think it's good that I agreed with him at the time. And yeah, so we decided to wait for the baby to be born so that we could just do things properly, and obviously also just put our finances into place, mobilize resources, because these things um, require money. And also for me, I think I've always had all these ideas of how I wanted my wedding to be like. And so um, the idea of waiting is something that upset me a little bit because I really wanted to have this thing covered up. I was really acting out of fear at the moment. It upset me a bit, but it's something that I also embraced wholeheartedly, because I really wanted to have a wedding according to the ideas that I've had all along. Yeah, so that's what happened at the moment, and we decided to wait. So having a child outside wedlock is something that is being glamorized in today's society, and people are not being honest about this. And I decided to make this video so that I can share my experience with that with you guys, okay? And before I continue, I just want to put it out there, bluntly put it out there, that having a child outside wedlock is sin, guys. I think I won't even try to mince my words or try to be cool or casual about it. If you're a Christian, a Christ following Christian, having a child outside wedlock is a sin. Sex before marriage is a sin. We know all those things, and I won't sit here and defend myself. We all know that a child is a blessing. Children are just such angels, so innocent. They're such blessings in our lives, like that kind of blessing that is a blessing itself. So children are such amazing human beings, and I would never consider a child to be a sin. A child itself is not a sin. The act of having that child is a sin. The sin is on you, the individual, the grown-up person, and not the innocent baby. So I had to just put that out there, so that I'm not misquoted, or so that I don't try to pretend that I did the right thing. I know for sure that having a child outside wedlock is a sin. And the way sin is, when you're in the moment, you don't think about it as sin. You only realize that what you did was sin afterwards, when you go through the consequences of that sin. Okay. And so for me, at the time, I didn't worry about my name being removed from the church books, because I thought it was something that I could handle. I thought it was something, so many people have done this in the church, and have they died? They are there living their lives. I'll be able to overcome this as well. But guys, let me just say this, that the moment I was told, okay, because the protocol in our church is that when you fall pregnant before marriage, they have more like a church board meeting where they sit down, discuss, you talk about what you did that they like, and come to a conclusion that they will have to remove your name from the church, so that you can more like start over. And also, I think the principle behind that is that for people to see what the church does not tolerate, what the church stands up for. And yeah, so when they do all those procedures, they'll approach you and just tell you that they've made, because you've done this, so they've made the decision for you for your name to be removed from the church books. And when I was taught that, guys, I think in that moment I really felt the gravity of what I did. I think yeah, I really felt the guilt in my heart. I battled within myself to say, why did I do this? Why didn't I just wait? But at the same time, giving you those reassurances that God is love, God is gracious, God is forgiving, and the like. The Lord is just, it's faithful and just to forgive our sins only if we confess. And when I had those when I had that conflict within myself, I knew that the next step for me to do was to simply just pray over it, pray and pray so that I can reconnect with God. And I think in that time, that's what I did. And yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that um, um, and put it out there that having a child outside wedlock is a sin. And coming back to the disadvantages of having a baby outside wedlock. um I think for me, I can say that in as much as the experience was kind of hard itself, also had the much needed support that from my family and also from my partner, who's my husband now. My family was there. My mom was there at night helping me with the baby. My dad during the day helped me with the baby. My siblings as well. Like, I just had that family support. And I really appreciate that kind of support. People just showed me that support. I had that anchor in my family to say, okay, we are here for you. And I think that that made the whole experience easy for me. But I believe it's not the same for everyone out there. No wonder having a child outside wedlock is not something that should be looked upon as easy, because it's not. It's hard, guys. I can just imagine for people out there who don't have the kind of support that I had. It's not just about support from your family members, but also you need that financial support from your partner, the emotional support from your partner, the physical support from your partner. I think for me, when it comes to the emotional support, I had it more than 100%. I can't complain. But I only had challenges with the physical support, because in our culture, you don't just pop up at your in-laws anyhow. So it's something that was kind of hard for me, because in as much as I wanted that physical support, that physical touch, that physical comfort, I couldn't get it. And simply because of the circumstances that we're in. However, my partner, who's my husband now, was more than willing to be there for me 100%. And I think that's one thing that I really, really appreciate, and I'll appreciate for the rest of my life. Just that support that I needed, it was there. However, I can imagine, first of all, for me, I think the whole experience was easy for me, because I lived with my biological parents. I can just imagine for someone out there who has a child and they're just being kept, you know. You know, in this life, like, your mother's love is just incomparable. You can, it's just a different kind of love. It's not something you ever get from anyone. No one can ever take your mother's place. And I can just imagine, for those people that have children outside wedlock and staying with people who aren't really their parents, just staying with maybe your uncles, your aunties, your grandparents, and the like, and just what they go through. And having a child outside wedlock, these are things that people don't really talk about, how hard it is for a first time mom, for baby mamas out there. And I can also imagine for baby mamas that don't have that financial support that they need from their partners. You know, people can do away, people can cope with the emotional support. People can cope without having that physical support. But when it comes down to finances, when it comes down to money, you don't just need money to meet those needs, you know. And I can just imagine for those baby mamas that don't have that kind of financial support from their partners, you know. And you know, you can be financially independent as a woman, but you just need that additional support. Babies are expensive, you know. I think for me, that's also one thing, you know, I feel like should be talked about. Baby clothes are so expensive, baby things are so expensive, and I think they exploit us as new moms. They take advantage of the fact that we're new moms, we're excited, and we just want everything to be perfect before the baby comes. And ish, guys, whether you go online looking for stuff, for baby stuff, or you go to a shop physically looking for baby stuff, the prices are just insane, you know. And so I can just imagine for baby mamas out there that don't have that kind of support from their partners, you know. And yeah, so those are just the disadvantages of having a baby outside wedlock. It's not something that as a young person you should aspire for. I think um everything I've said in this video, your take should be that having a child outside wedlock is not something you should aspire for, especially if you are young and thinking as though you are growing up and you feel as though you need a child, you know, and you feel as though you've been left behind. All your friends have kids and you should also have a child, you know. I think your take from this whole video is that if you can wait, you know, do the right thing. Because I think doing the right thing is usually hard, you know, but it gets easier at the end of the day. However, when you do the wrong thing, it starts easy and gets harder. And that's how it is with children, because children are a lifetime commitment, you know. For me, when I was pregnant, I thought, oh, I would get relief once I give birth to this baby. Like, I would have that relief. Oh no, that was just the beginning of the journey. You know, it's like having a baby is like climbing a high mountain, getting to the peak of that mountain, and just realize that you have another great mountain to climb. So having a baby outside wedlock is not something that people should tell you that it's easy, you know. If you're independent, have your own place, and if you can provide for that child, well and good, you know. But at the end of the day, if you're a Christian, you know, having a child outside wedlock, whether you are independent or whatever, is a sin. And also, if you are a young woman and you're battling with these thoughts to say, oh, I'm 28 or 27 years old, you know, I haven't found a partner, I feel like I'm getting old, you know, I'll soon hit menopause. People will hit you with all these biological logical explanations to say, oh, you need to have a child now, otherwise you will slim down the chances of you having a child. Don't buy into that. You know, you have to look at where you're coming from. That's very important, you know. Do you have the support that you need, you know? Is your partner supportive, you know? Is the person that you're considering having a child with responsible? You need to take all those things into consideration, because a child is a lifetime commitment. In as much as these bundles of joy are blessings, you know, they come with all these responsibilities that will drain you of all your little money, your little savings, and the like. So having a child outside wedlock is something that you should really, really think about, because it's not as glamorous as we see it to be. You know, people will go for all these nice photo shoots. You put in a dress, go into the studio and take all these nice motherhood baby photo shoots, and you think, oh, I can do that. You know, I can easily fall pregnant and also have that experience. To you need to stay in your lane, so to say, and not have that idea that having a child outside wedlock is easy. No, it's not, unless if you have the support of your family, unless if you know that your partner is responsible and is someone that can support you financially, physically, and emotionally, and also spiritually, and yeah. So this is what I thought of sharing with you guys, and I hope that um the things that I've shared with you resonates with you, and is relatable to you, excuse me. So please remember to drop me a comment down below, and I'll respond to it. It makes me happy when people comment on my videos, when people just give me that feedback. So thank you so much, guys, for taking your time to watch the video. Thank you so much, and see you in my next video.